Hey, hello everybody. This is Gorka from Mexicali Fish Keeper. As you guys are probably aware by now, we were gone on a road trip for about a week. And I just got back in the fish room. Well, we got in last night around 2 a.m., but I hadn't really been in here yet. And I did a quick walkthrough last night just to make sure there wasn't anything that was dead in the aquariums. But I wanted to share with you guys what the fish room looks like after a week of not being here. And just kind of point out that things will be fine. Also, I got new visitors that are here with us, so let me see if they want to say hi. Here are my very special guests in my fish room today. I have Nathaniel and Sophia. Say hi.
Hi.
How do you guys like the fish room? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys gonna help me put water in the tanks?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and finish doing what I'm doing, and I'll call you guys so you guys can help me, okay? All right, so they went inside. They thought it was too hot to be in here. I'll show you how hot it's in here right now. Temperatures are starting to crawl up, but either way, what I wanted to show you was the evaporation that occurred on these aquariums and what they kind of look like if you leave them alone for a few days. Start off with this 55-gallon. This is where I have my live bear tank. Well, I do have a lot of live bears, but anyways, one of the biggest reasons why I think I'm able to do this is, one is that I'm running planted aquariums, but the other reason is because I do have some of this duckweed up on the top. And here's the crazy part. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to pick that up, but you can see these little gnats that are growing on top of this stuff. Well, some of these will eventually fall into the aquarium like they are now, and you'll see these guys pick them off. So it's not uncommon for me to walk in here and have watch these guys disturb the surface of these plants and try to be able to get some of these fish. You can see one of those guys was on the hunt in there. But you can see in here, this one didn't have that much evaporation because it has that heavy top of duckweed, and you can see it's pretty thick, and I think that prevented a lot of that water from evaporating from the top. Whereas the tote, you can see where the water line was, and this is probably drained down about 4 inches. But everything's fine, as you guys can see in there. Over here, we have my multi-tank, the multifasciatus, the shallies. And, there was fry when I left, and there's still fry in there. As a matter of fact, there's even smaller fry. I intentionally didn't pull any of that algae out. And again, you'll see that there's duckweed on the top. If these fish get hungry enough, they'll nibble on some of those, some of that algae, and maybe on the duckweed, and be able to sustain themselves. Now, the worst case of evaporation is this 10-gallon that's down here. And you can see that one's almost all the way to the bottom. It's at least 6 inches deep of water evaporation. I didn't know if these guys were going to be alive, but you can see they're down there. And they're some of the toughest fish that I have. But evaporation is a real thing. So now we come around this way, and I got some serious work to do, but you can see all that water that's evaporated from these right here, the bows. The fish are still fine. They're still in there, but I need to do some maintenance, and I need to clean out some of those bows. Over here, unfortunately, I had a bunch of fry in here, angelfish fry. Those guys didn't make it, but I kind of suspected that because I wasn't going to be able to feed them the entire time I was gone. And we were gone over 7 days. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that the angelfish that were in there, the fry, did not make it. I looked at it last night. I didn't see anything in there. Evaporation, the water I had filled it all the way to the top just because I knew I was going to be gone that many days. And you can see how much of that water is evaporated. Down in here, it's the pleco grow out. Again, similar situation. But I can still see plenty of the young plecos in here. My granddaughter was helping me feed these guys. And all the fish in there seem to be doing okay. So, you know, you got plenty of those plecos still in there. I don't see a problem. In here, They're still fry. Let me see if I can catch them. There you go, right there. These are some Japanese Lear bluetail guppies, and they're doing fine. That's another 10-gallon in there. That's where I have the crawfish. My dog, he wants attention. Huh, Toby? He hasn't seen me in over 7 days. And you can see a lot of that water evaporation happening in there, but there's nothing on the top to prevent that. This is another grow out tote. It's going to be hard to be able to tell. Toby, I need you to go to your bed. Here is the cold tank for the guppies, the mud tank. Evaporation there wasn't too bad. Again, I think it's got to do a lot with, it has a cover, a natural cover on it, which happens to be the guppy grass, so it prevents a lot of that water evaporation. The other ones that I was a little bit concerned about were the angelfish, but they all seem to be doing pretty good. They're a little bit on the skinny side, but that's okay. One thing I did do before I left, and you can just see small remnants. I did put like 3 fistful of duckweed, so that means that at some point they were eating it. Water evaporation has been pretty much. I need to hurry up because that hang on the back is running and it's gonna burn out the mortar if I don't hurry up. In here, again, we have a situation where it's got a back sump. You can see where the water evaporated below the grates, and so I need to get water in there. In here, evaporation wasn't too bad, but you can see there's a lot of duckweed. I use that as feed for them too. Over here, the 75-gallon, same situation. You can see some of the remnants of the duckweed. That's what these guys pretty much survived on for the 7 days that I wasn't here. Let's see what else we got going on. This one, the Seebwhat. Before I left, I used to have jungle veil that was kind of a little bit taller, and I purposely left a lot of the algae because I figured if worst case scenario they'll bite on it. You can see where he's been nibbling on some of the the Amazon swords, but it's also got a lot of new growth in there. This one has got a back sump, and I'm running an under gravel filter on this. For the most part, it looks okay. I mean, there was enough vegetation in there where the Seebwhat, I think, you can see where he mowed down that backside. Really left it short. So worst case scenario, he was feeding off of that jungle valve. So that was another one that I was a little bit concerned about because he's a bigger body fish. I wasn't sure how well he was going to handle to the situation. We saw the angelfish in there. This is my wild mollies. They're doing okay. Evaporation wasn't too bad. I'd have to take a closer look. There's still some of the fry in there. I don't know how much of them are hiding in there, but yeah, I can start seeing them. They're in there. So we got some of that. Down here, the platies seem to be doing okay. I don't see anything that just kind of jumps off right off the top, but you know, a little bit of evaporation, a lot of vegetation. So worst case scenario, there's fry in there, as a matter of fact. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick them up, but you can see some fry swimming in there. These are some guppies that I was culling. You can see multiple fries in there. That's not a big deal. This one, you can still see the guppies in here. They're doing fine. Wasn't worried about them. These are my mosquito fish, and you can see there's plenty of them in there. I'm happy that the evaporation wasn't as bad on these, so that was pretty good. Up here seems to have the least amount of evaporation, which I find pretty interesting, but again, these are just lines that I was trying to work on, but eventually gave up. In here, I have some pseudomagills, but I don't know if they're hiding. I haven't really paid too. Oh yeah, they're all in the back. You can see them back there. They're all hiding back there. I'll have to check the mop, see if there's any eggs in there. I don't see any movement on the surface that could indicate any fry. These are my least killifish. They're doing fine. All these aquariums up here I had no worries about. These are my clown least killifish. They seem to be doing okay. Unfortunately here, I don't think I'm going to get any reproduction going on because it turns out that all of these are females. I've got 3 or 4 of them in there. I had bought a group. I think it was a group of 6. I lost one on the way, and then I think I must have lost another 2 in here, and ended up with nothing but females. In here, my celestial pearl Daniels, which I never ever see. There's one guy back there that's kind of darting towards the back. He's kind of hard to make out, but there's 9 of them in here, but they're always hiding. It's funny because if I want to see them, I got to go to the back side, and then they'll catch me and they'll come up to the front. But they seem to be doing okay. Evaporation on the 20 long, not too bad. The white clouds are looking pretty good. I mean, overall, you can see the temperatures are starting to get pretty high because these plants are starting to get toasted. I think it's, yeah, they still have a little bit of moisture. I'm gonna have to take these indoors. They're not liking this real high heat. Here's another one. This is a pleco grow out tank, and I can see there's plenty of pleco in here. So, and then there's a lot of them in the rock work. I got some stuff hiding in here, but I don't see any dead bodies, so that's what I'm looking for. I know the more I look in here, the more I'm going to start seeing as far as the plecos in there. They're fine. I wasn't worried about those guys either. Down here is another guppy tank that I have. These are supposed to be some mosaic dumble, well, not mosaic, but some dumble ears that I was trying to straighten out that I got from the big box store. But also their evaporation isn't too bad. So that's pretty much the status of my fish room. It doesn't seem to be doing too bad. I do have to attend to probably do some water changes, get some fresh water in there, top off some tanks, and call it a day. I also received a package while I wasn't here, which that really freaked me out a little bit. But I was very fortunate that I had a friend here locally that helped me out and picked them up. And he was able to hold those fish for me. And I'm about to do that unboxing video next. So if you want to see that, hang around and we'll watch it. But other than that, I just wanted to do a real quick rundown of what the aquarium looked like after us being gone for, what was it? No, it was 6 days. 6 days. And, you know, it's fine other than the evaporation. And but other than that, everything seems to be doing okay. All right, so I'll catch you guys in the next one.